Hi everybody, I thought this would be a good time to show you how I clean my machine. I just finished quilting a quilt, so it should be pretty dirty. Okay, here we go. I have it sitting up on my table just so you guys can get a better look. Okay. One of the first things I'm actually going to do is just turn off my light so that it's not all bright on you guys. How I'm going to do this is there's a setting like gears, and I go into that. Okay, I'm going to go into my sewing machine. You see a little picture of a light bulb. I'm just going to turn it off just so that it's not shining in our lights while we do this. Okay, one of the first things I did do is I cut my thread off up at the top, and then I'm actually going to pull the remaining this way. This is always recommended actually with any machine. All your stuff and your tension discs and all those fancy things in there that keep our tension nice are meant for thread to be going this way, and when we pull it out we could be doing damage. So it's a good habit to get into. I'm going to take off my walking foot. Don't need it right now. Okay. And while I'm in my drawer, I'm going to grab some oil. Okay, so I'm going to pop off this plate, and all I do is I put my thumb on the back right corner, and there's pictures of little circles, and you pop it off. Okay, and there we go. I think I might need glasses. Hold on, come back. One of the things I like to use with my 790 is tweezers. So I have this little it's So Emma holder, and it sits beside my machine. I don't have as much room on that side, so I use a small one on this table. And in there I have my stiletto, I have my surgical seam ripper, and then I have another seam ripper, and then I have brushes and scissors and my stylus. So just the right amount of stuff that I need. I'm just going to pull these out and my tweezers. And the other thing I have handy in my other case is this brush, which I really like. These two brushes that I like come from this kit. And there's also a cleaning brush for your screen here, or all the fancy things. Okay, so why I like my tweezers is I can actually get in here and just pull clumps. Look at that, icky. So I'm not blowing or brushing anything, I'm just pulling clumps. And I can actually get under there. That's my bobbin thread, and anything there. Oh, another big one. And then even over here, there's, like, I don't dig down and risk breaking anything in there, but I can get at these bigger clumps. Okay. And then I can go with my little brush and get under there. See all the fluff coming. Then I actually like to take this. It's just a little firmer, and do a last brush. And then I got all this dust on the bottom. So I'm done that part. I'm really thrilled with that. The other thing I actually like to do, even when my machine doesn't tell me, it will tell you every so often to clean your thread cutter. And how that's done is, again, we're going to go into settings. That's the gears, or the maintenance. And we're going to go into the sewing machine. And see this little wrench? That's actually like maintenance, if you think of it like that. So I hit that. You can see there's the 3A. It says update, brush. That's your embroidery module, and oiling. So if you want to know how to oil or reset it, that's what it is. I go to my brush, and it actually has these instructions on how to do it. I'm just going to get my little screw to take my needle out. Okay, so it does require you to take your stitch plate off, take your needle out, and then put your feed dogs in the down position. And it tells you to do all that on the screen. Then it actually has you hit this link. So it says move the thread catcher out. So I'm actually going to just hit that. And then it tells you to hit the thread catcher or thread cutter catcher. Okay. There we go. Okay. Sorry, I didn't quite hit it. And then I hit that. And what it did was move the catcher over here. I'm just going to pop my bobbin out here. So it moved this whole mechanism, and then I can get in there and see if there's any dust, and it's actually pretty good because I did do it recently. Okay, so I feel okay that it's like, yep. And then once you're done with that, step 3, just scroll up, and it's going to tell you to move the thread catch in. So you select the link, and then press that, and now it went back, and we're all done. So we've cleaned out the thread catch cutter. I keep calling it catcher, sorry. Now the thread cutter will tell you when to clean it, but if you find that there's a lot of debris in there or you're not getting the cutting that you like, you can go in and do this at any time. Now you put the straight stitch plate or straight stitch or needle plate back in, and now I'm going to clean out the bobbin area. Okay, so I've taken out my bobbin. And one of the things that it's good to do is brush out this bobbin. For that, I like to use the brush that actually came with your machine. And I just want to get debris out of the center and just dust. See, there's little clumps here. Yeah. Just give it a good clean. These little threads and debris. Okay, so that's all clean. Okay, now you can see in here, what I'm going to do is I'm going to pop this out, and this just comes out like this. I don't know if you can see how it's pretty fluffy in there. I'm going to take out this part, and I'm going to clean it. So you can see like there's all kinds of dirt in there. Use your little brush here. Just want to give it a good brush, and then the inside here gets debris in there. Okay, so I just give it another. And then the place that you want to oil it too. Now again, your machine actually tells you when to oil, but it's done by stitch count. Sometimes it might need oil before that stitch count comes into play. So you can oil it, and if you feel that it's noisy or clunky, just give it a couple drops of oil right there. So just in those little, one there and one there. Yeah. And then you can actually do a little bit of oil at the top if you like, where it moves. I don't necessarily do that. And then there's this little, you don't always see it, but there's a little space in between here. And I just take this flat brush, it looks like a paintbrush, and I run it along that crevice because debris can get in there and it can affect things. So just do that. I didn't, when I first got the machine, it never occurred to me that there's a little crevice in there. So I just run that nice little flat, make sure everything's out. Now I want to clean out all this gook from my quilting. Okay. So I use that little brush, and then I'm going to use my bigger brush. Just do a final. I'm going to just do this. And the door, I don't want to leave anything remaining. See, I've got a little part there. This is your thread sensor here, so you want to clean that off. My bed. So this is soft, but it's pretty firm. So I'm just brushing it lightly. Okay, now we're going to put this back. Okay. I'll brush, make sure that's all clean. And I see some glue right there. So I'm just going to rub it. See, I got a little piece there. So I just rubbed my nail on there. I don't know if that's what's that from. Now, putting this back can be difficult. You can try to go like this with your thumb. Get it in there. I always get lucky when I say it's hard. There is a magnet here. You can also get this, just turn it like this. There's a little clump there, and then there's a little dot for there. And you can try just doing this. And kind of closing the door to get it in position. I don't always get that. So, but once that magnet takes, it's in. But one of the important things you want to do, because you don't want to assume it's in and then jam this up and risk damaging. I like just to take my hand wheel and move it and make sure it's rotating nicely. So I know it's in. Okay, so now I can shut this door. And then I'm actually just going to give it a final brush out. And I'm going to put my needle plate back on. And I'm going to put my bobbin in. Probably should do another bobbin. My bobbin case is all clean. And one of the things I like to tell people too is when you're putting this in, you can push it on the right side and hear it click. And when you're taking it out, sorry, left side. And when you're taking it out, push the right side, just that little knob. And when you're pushing it in, push on the right and you hear that click. And then you have a thread cutter here. You just want to cut your thread. You're all done and ready. And then the other thing I just like to do, I'm going to put my little stuff away here. I'll put my needle back in after. I want to like show you, like, look at all the stuff that came off of here. Okay. Yeah, that all came off of my machine. So these can all cause problems. So the other thing I like to do is I like to take my big brush and I just like to clean my machine on the outside. Back here, get all this fluff underneath. Yeah, just some love and care. Okay. Much funner. See? Oh, like whoop. And then I get, that way none of the dust is coming back into my machine. Yep. Just give it a little polish. Maybe we'll even polish the screen today. And the black. Clean the screen. And polish the black. There you go. Oops, I touched the screen. Okay, so we're all done. Just a neat little thing about this machine too is when the light is off and say it's dark, there's actually a light on the bobbin case too. So it actually lights this up for you. So I'm done with my light being off now so we can turn it back on and I can start my next project. So I hope this helped. Okay. Love your machine. Care for it. Bye, everybody.